I think we'll see an ebullient Donald Trump later today. If not, then there'll just be more intensive rumours, and Trump won't really like that because it basically links him to the presidency of Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, whose health was deteriorating while he was in office, and it is alleged he was hidden away because of that.
Now, every Tuesday we head to the US to find out what's happening in Washington, and today we're joined by David Charter, the Times' US assistant editor. Hello, David.
Good morning, Hugo, from Washington, D.C.
Good afternoon from London. Look, let's talk about President Trump's health, because he's finally responded to claims that his health is deteriorating, saying he's never felt better in his life. Where have these concerns come from?
Well, I think it came from the long holiday weekend, actually, because Trump has not appeared in public since last Tuesday when he had a marathon cabinet meeting that went on for over 2 hours. He was going round the table and giving his monologue at the start and the finish of taking questions at the end for ages as well. Then he disappeared. And the fact that he's only been seen from a distance on the golf course over the last 3 or 4 days, actually, has just set a lot of hairs running, combined with the fact that there's been all sorts of photographs taken showing that he's got some sort of concealer on the back of his hand, seemingly to cover up bruising. There's been lots of internet speculation over pictures that seem to show his ankles swollen under his trousers. The White House said that he'd got a condition, a vein condition that led to the swelling. And they said that the apparent bruising on the back of his hand was caused by the fact that he shakes a lot of hands, and that it was exacerbated by this vein condition. And so the White House explanations have been not convincing. And the fact that he's been away from the cameras, which is very unusual for Trump, away from public events, that is, and speaking at length for a whole week now is unusual. But he doesn't seem to be dead, as the internet suggested for a long time over the weekend. He's got a big announcement planned this afternoon, and he's meeting the president of Poland tomorrow. But there is undoubtedly something up with the president's health.
Are we expecting to see him sort of come out fighting, perhaps on rollerblades?
Yeah, I expect that will be the latest twist, Hugo, today. Whenever Trump has got his back to the wall, we know from the art of the deal that onwards that his method is to fight 10 times as hard as he feels he's being picked on. So, yeah, I think we'll see an ebullient Donald Trump later today. If not, then there'll just be more intensive rumours. And Trump won't really like that because it basically links him to the presidency of Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, whose health was deteriorating while he was in office, and it is alleged he was hidden away because of that. And in fact, the comment that you referenced, him coming out saying he's never felt better, was in response to a supporter, like a super fan, who I think was trying to be helpful, saying, you've got to be kidding, Trump's great. Look at Joe Biden at this stage of his presidency, and making all sorts of allegations about how terrible Joe Biden was. And I don't think Trump likes to be linked to Biden at all. So that's why he came out and made another rather exaggerated characteristic remark.
Okay, well, also heading to Washington is Nigel Farage, leader of Reform UK. He's going to be in Washington, D.C. to speak at a hearing examining European threats to American free speech. Explain to us, David, what this meeting is and what he's expected to say at it.
Yeah, this is a hearing in Congress tomorrow that's been called by another Trump superfan, Jim Jordan. He's the chair of the House Judiciary Committee. The Republicans are in control of the House, so they can call they can call who they like to hearings that they set up. And this concerns European laws that the Americans feel are picking on their tech companies, as well as the British Online Safety Act. And it's been an obsession, actually, mainly of J.D. Vance throughout his time as vice president. You may remember He surprised Europe by going to the Munich Security Conference back in February and calling out the European nations for rising censorship, including Britain, and referencing the military veteran who was arrested for praying near an abortion clinic. So the allegation is that that Europe is unfairly targeting or will use these laws to fine large American online companies. X is one that springs to mind, which has really taken a lot of the guardrails off of what people can say on the former Twitter site. And Nigel Farage, of course, doesn't need much invitation to get across the Atlantic and rub shoulders with American conservatives, where he's going to get a good show on the conservative networks. He's actually at a conservative conference today. He's already in town, and he's going to be kicking off with a session on how to deliver mass migration, mass deportation, I should say. Yeah, that's what he's doing today.
I'm sure he has a lot to learn. Look, not many other UK party leaders or indeed politicians generally have done this, appearing at hearings in Washington. George Galloway famously did, and I remember it sort of landing quite heavily with the American audience being quite unused to his way of speaking. Should we expect the same from Nigel Farage, that it'll really be like sort of like a bomb going off?
Yeah, I mean, I think since that Galloway appearance was a while ago, we were in the Trump era of American politics, unbelievably has become even more noisy and pugilistic, and Nigel will fit right in.
Thank you very much indeed. That is David Charter there, the Times' US assistant editor. Good to speak to you as ever.